Hello. Hi, it's your boy, Danotage. Your boy? Do I ever say that? I don't know. I don't, really. It's your boy, Danotage, with some more Enter the Gungeon. One of the greatest games we've ever played, as you guys may or may not know. If you're new to this channel, if you're new to these videos, then welcome. Hello. How are you? You can't answer that question, because you are not here yet as I record this. You're not here live. For those who don't know, I'm normally a live streamer on Twitch, but I play all kinds of video games. I play a lot of everything, but you guys don't care about that. You care about some Gungeon play. Now, my question is, oh, that's right. Before I actually go into this, I want to change my load save because I have not recorded. Actually, we're gonna turn this off. I have not recorded a Gungeon video since, I don't know, probably around the time that, what's this? What's happening? Around the time that, what the heck is happening? Sorry. Full screen? Borderless, there we go. I think Gungeons and Dragons came out, that update. So now we have the newest update, a Farewell to Arms, and there's some cool stuff. There's some cool stuff in the update. But so we're gonna go back to the what's happening? I don't know. Give me a second. We're gonna go back to the original playthrough that I have at the beginning before I started a new one and kind of started going everywhere with, you know, let's start a new playthrough with all the knowledge that I have because I'm going to be an absolute, you know, god. No, it's not the case. I'm still very much behind in a lot of things. I wouldn't say I'm bad at the game, but at the same time, I have some issues with certain things, like the Lich. I for some reason, even though I can get to the Lich every single time, I still have issues with it. All right, enough with the. Dude, I'm not having some input issues here. I play with a controller, by the way. That might be weird to some, especially for those that. Oh, this is on turbo. Especially for those that play this game a lot and wonder why people do that. You know, why people go to controller after seeing some really good plays and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm one of those people that do the really, really awesome plays, but I do pretty well. And there's a lot of stuff that I have unlocked. There's a lot of stuff I need to unlock. I'm going back to this specific playthrough because there's nothing that has been unlocked in the newest update. I'm pretty sure I have everything from Gungeons and Dragons. I don't fight the rat that often, so we may or may not do that in this series. I'm hoping that we can get through and get these runs done pretty quickly, especially in this first one, because we're already, several minutes into the video, and I haven't even started the run. So let's go ahead and do that. My fastest time is 28 minutes and something seconds. I don't know. It's on the Twitch page. So I do speedrun this, but we're probably not going to do many of the speedrun strats in this because I do want to check out a lot of what's happening in the newest update and whatnot. And I also want to make sure that I'm seeing everything and not missing anything because there is a new character in this update. There is a new mode in this update. So two new characters technically. I think one's an NPC, but one's a new Gungeoneer, a new person to play. So I do want to check out him. I think there's a couple new rooms. Like there's a dude that buys your items. It's the same dude that buys your items from the store normally, but he has his own room. I think there's something to do with that. I'm not exactly sure. But I think there's something to do with that, and we're going to check that out, and we're just going to try some things. I don't have a guide up right now, but I think eventually, if we don't get a lot of those things unlocked in, like, I don't know, a couple episodes, I would say like 3 maybe, so it's a few. Actually, is a few a couple? And a few and a couple the same thing? I've been told this several times by different people that are knowledgeable of the English language more than I am, even though that's the only language I really... And language? Language! In the same sentence that I'm talking about language being the only one I speak fluently, I even say the name of the language wrong. I say language. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen a lot. Is a few a couple? I think it is. It probably is. I don't know. Somebody can correct me. But the point is, what was the point? I don't actually remember. The point is, about 2 or 3 episodes into this, we'll probably pull up a guide and see what we need to do to unlock everything. Basically, we're going to check out some of the new weapons, and we're not going to unlock any of these yet. We'll see if we can get some better stuff. We're going to check out all the new weapons, see what we have here. We're going to check out the new mode, which is Rainbow Mode. For those who don't know what Rainbow Mode is essentially, it's a community-suggested mode that's been suggested for a very long time. Not by me. I know I'm part of the community and stuff like that, but by no means did I even know that that suggestion existed. So, apparently, it's been talked about a lot, but now I don't know how close it is to the suggestion that's happened, but Rainbow Mode is when you, or at every floor, a rainbow chest pops up right at the beginning, and like several items pop out. I think it's like 6 or 8 or something like that, and you can pick one of those items or weapons. I've found that it's probably best to choose a gun for the most part because, well, you don't get anything for the rest of the floor each time. You don't get any weapons, any items, anything. It's actually sort of debilitating. So if you don't pick a gun, you're probably going to end up in floor 4 or 5 running out of ammo and the guns that you need to clear those rooms. And because, I mean, I can get through the first 3 floors pretty easily by just using a starting pistol, especially with the Marine, or blasting me on. But at the same time, you don't necessarily want to. It just feels like it just makes everything even longer and slower, and the more, as you may or may not know, the more time you spend in a room, the more likely it is for you to get hit. I think that, like, one of the things that I would suggest to anybody trying to beat this game or get a run done, because there's a lot of people that just don't do very well, because it's a hard game for a lot of people. I definitely see that. It's a hard game for me sometimes, and I have several hundred hours in the game. That if you're in a room too long, you can even it just keeps your average of making a mistake go up and up and up and up and up. So you want to get out of that room as fast as possible. I also realized that you want to go to every single floor, including like the oblette and the what the hell is the second room? I forget. You want to go to each room because that allows you to get more things. Considering that it's probably best to, that was weird. It's probably best to get a, oh, there we go. We're just going to open chests in this run. It's probably best to, oh, I don't really like this. It's a really rare weapon, but I don't really like it. Because it slows down a run. It really much doesn't, it isn't really much. Dude, this is my first video of the recording session, so this is gonna get a little bit weird. I didn't even stream today. It kind of, it pulls everything in and it takes away any of your ability to kill anything else in the room. If you don't focus it towards the middle and nothing else gets sucked in. What do we want here? Do we want Casey? Casey's nice, but do we want it? I don't know. I don't think we're going to the next floor. I would like another key. I don't think that's going to happen, though. You know what? Let's take Casey. I realize that Casey is like one of the most beloved guns, quote unquote. You can't see my hands. Guns in the game. Personally, I don't think it's that great. In fact, it gets me into more trouble than it's worth. But I'm sure that's not necessarily a bad thing for most. And this is a problem, because if I take this, it means I'm going to get rid of my walkie-talkie, which is fine, I guess, because we're not really doing anything. And we don't have any weapons that use ammo. Oh, we do. But it's a black hole, and that's fine. All right, that's fine. This actually might work pretty well, because I can do that, and then I can switch to Casey, and I can do this. Is he gonna punch me? Does it suck the missiles? No, it does not. Can I give you this? Yes, I can. Oh, it hit me right in my armor. This is why I hate it, because like I never know. Oh Jesus! And I never know what the threshold is in it, and I shouldn't even be using it, to be honest. But we already are. Might as well. We already took the damage. Might as well just do this. Just finish him off. We took 2 damage there. That's not something I want. That's not something that's gonna help your. It's not the beginning. Let's just be honest here. It's not the beginning of a good run. We'll get that back. That's fine. We have Gamma Ray. That's fine too. I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm not really a huge fan of what just happened. Let's go ahead and blow this up too. See if we can get some junk, because you never know when Sir Junkin might show up. But we'll do, essentially, like I said, we'll do a couple runs normally, and then we'll switch over and do some. Yeah, there was no even chance for a blank there, was there? We'll do some Rainbow Run roads, or Rainbow Chest runs. I think they're just called Rainbow runs. And then we'll move on. We'll see what we can unlock, and then we'll use a guide. We'll get through it. I don't know how long this series is gonna be. Mainly my big thing for recording this, or big reason for recording this, is I'm going to the St. Jude Summit here very soon. Who knows if you're going to be watching this during that time, but if you are, this is kind of the reason that it sparked me wanting to record videos again, because I don't really record too many videos, but I realized that there's a lot of people that I totally shouldn't have gotten hit by that, or that either. That's just bad. I realize that there's a lot of people that don't get to catch every single stream anymore, and that's okay. But here's something that hopefully helps out, because I don't really get to stream Gungeon too much anymore. It's not necessarily something that I like to stick with, because I don't really stick to one game for super long at one time. I tend to revisit games quite a bit, but I like to jump around in the genre. I do like roguelites a lot. I like sticking with roguelites a lot, but I like to play a little bit of everything. Recently we've been playing some Anno 1800, which has been pretty cool. I've never played an Anno game before. This is the first one, and it's been pretty nice. That's not what I want. It's really pretty nice. I like it. I really do. I just wish that it was. I wish I could do all games in like one stream. All the games I want to play, because there's tons. We've been playing Forager as well. I'll probably upload some of those stream videos, because those were super fun. We did like 12.5 hours of it the other day. It was ridiculous. You might ask, Danotage, why do you play games for that long? Why don't you split it up and not exhaust yourself for the next day? Well, I'll tell you right now, that game was going to be fine. I was gonna stream it for like 7 hours, and then, well, it was really fun. There was always something to do. It's one of those games like Stardew Valley and like a lot of the just, hey, let's give you something. You can always be doing something. You don't have to worry about, hey, are you going to be, should you take a break now because there's a good stopping point? Kind of like Anno 1800 is kind of like that as well. But I think that there's so much going on that you can hit thresholds and be like, oh, I'm just going to take a break here and everything's going to be just fine. You could do that. You could totally do that. But in the end, should you be doing something like that? Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. You should always be taking breaks, but I don't do that. Well, I do. I've been doing a lot of short streams, and I was like, okay, I feel good today. Let's do a longer stream, and then it ended up, oh, okay, we're gonna go a little bit longer, and it'll be fine. And then I went into this room with a puzzle. I'm sure you guys saw it. If you guys watch this video, go back and watch it, or don't. It's all good. Okay, I am truly embarrassed. This is ridiculous. It's been weeks since I played too. I played this. Well, actually, yeah. It's been a few weeks. I played this when it launched, the Farewell to Arms update. I played it when it launched, but only for a few days. Oh, Jesus Christ! And then I didn't touch it for a while. So I hope that we can get better as time goes on. We need to not get hit. We need to not end this run this early. This needs to not happen. We need to get some health. We need to get out of here. That's a different boss, isn't it? I don't know if I want to fight that right now. No, we don't want that, because we will get hit. At this rate, we'll get hit. What was I saying? Oh, then we ran into a puzzle. Forager, right, Forager. We ran into a puzzle room, which is weird. That game has like these little these little islands that you buy, and some of the islands have like dungeons, basically Legend of Zelda-esque dungeons, and they have mostly little puzzles in them that you got to do. But this one wasn't a little puzzle. It was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the lights out puzzle that was its own thing for a while, and it's in many games. I think it's in a Pokemon game at some point. Like one of the first Pokemon games. Not exactly nearly as close to as hard as most of them are, but this one was a 6x6 lights out puzzle, right? First of all, my brain doesn't work for those kinds of puzzles. I like to think that I'm good at solving puzzles and solving problems and stuff like that, but not for that one. That just was, it was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing. Chat was trying to help me like desperately and sitting there going, oh my god, what is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know how to do this puzzle, but here's what I got. I figured it out, etc, etc, etc. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna die, so I'm just gonna spend as much time as I possibly can trying to figure this out. Actually, I'm just gonna spend all the time as much as I can. And like 3.5 hours later, at like the end of when I would normally end my stream, it turned out that, you know, the solution was to be an expert at math. Or maths, as the British say. And essentially, I'm not good at that. So, I ended up, oh Jesus. I ended up taking forever. And then we figured it out. It was like 3.5 hours later. But we ended up figuring it out. It was fine. And then I ended the stream. I picked the wrong thing here. Here, let's do this. Can we just kill this thing? Can it just die? Oh, I ran into it like a dummy. Oh, God. Oh. 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 Oh, God. That was terrible. I'm not done with my story, so I'm not going to end this video. We're just gonna say that was terrible. Let's not worry about it. Let's do it again. Let's not use the night skin, just because right now that's bad luck. It's just bad mojo. We'll buy some new stuff, and we'll be good to go. Orbital bullets are actually really good. I did check those out. So it was, 12.5 hours later. I was like, okay. I went on a little rant about how much that this stupid puzzle that shouldn't have ever been in a game where you collect things, you make things, and then you collect more things and you make more things and you expand upon that, and then you make it so that it's automated, and then you call it a day essentially, right? So it ended up being super long. And I got frustrated at the end. I didn't get salty, okay? There was no salt had. Does it sound like I'm getting salty explaining that it didn't get salty? Maybe. Don't worry about that part. But I definitely didn't get salty and ended up enjoying the game mostly. But I think that right there left a huge sour note. Because not only was it a difficult puzzle, lights out puzzles are pretty difficult for the most part. But like 4x4s and sometimes even 5x5s, 5 ways, and the other ways. Those are like exponentially easier. Those are easier to handle. Those are easier to manage. It's fine. But here's the thing. This was a 6x6 in a game that was not about puzzles. I shouldn't have gotten hit there. Not about puzzles, not about something where your brain's gonna be thinking about puzzles. Your brain's thinking about, okay, I need to collect this many things, and I need to turn it into the museum, and then I need to collect this many things so I can upgrade my pickaxe. It's basically, for those who don't know what Forager is, it is a game produced and published by Humble Bundle, or presented, they say presented by Humble Bundle, I think that just means published. They sent me the key and they're like, here, try this out. I think you'll like it. I was like, okay. So I did. And I did. I did really enjoy myself. Sorry, that was weird. I hate those ghost bullets. I really enjoyed myself for obviously a very long time. I didn't cut the stream short because I do that when I don't enjoy a game. Or, not to the fullest, you know what I mean? Cutting it short like, 5 to 6 hours. But I definitely had a bunch of fun with it. And I've never done this before. I don't like doing this. I don't like pointing out one feature and saying that's what makes it a bad game. And I don't think that this made it a bad game, but that puzzle was so hard that I couldn't help but think that ruined my experience. Not fully, right? Not fully, but so much to the point at which I just wanted to die. Not literally, but I felt very terrible about myself afterwards. I was like, I very much could have just stayed positive the whole time and be like, oh, we can't figure it out. Let's move on. Let's not worry about this. I can go. But I'm stubborn, and I'm not always stubborn, but I was being stubborn, and I didn't yell at anybody in chat. I didn't, like, get mad at anybody, so I was proud about that, and I don't really do that often. Sometimes I get a little peeved about what people say and how they say it sometimes, but I wasn't mad. I didn't let anything get to me, and I was like, okay, let's figure this out. Let's worry about what can we do to have chat help me out without totally giving away everything. That's basically an impossible task, and they really tried, and I'm very proud of everybody that was watching. You guys were awesome. If you weren't there, I hate you. You suck. Totally kidding. We did get the we got this, what is this called, the barrel? Yeah. The barrel and the plague pistol, which are both good. I'm not gonna say plague. I'm from the normal part of the United States and not from Canada. One sec. Sorry. You may hear it in my voice. I got some allergies, and it tends to act up when I talk too much. Okay, let's do this. So, essentially... Oh, okay. Essentially, we're gonna stick on these guys. We're gonna stick on one guy. I usually spread them out and then weaken one and then kill the other. But I think that, considering that these guys, they level up, or they heal up quite a bit when you kill his friend, or you kill their friend. Oh god. And I should be focusing on the cog bonus, but I'm not gonna worry about it during a boss. You get like, I don't know, what is that, 10-15% more damage or something like that when you actually hit it, which is nice, but I'm not going to deal with it. Anyway, oh, was that armor? What happened? What just happened? How did I get armor? I have no idea. Was that armor or was that health? I'm totally blind. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about how chat was super good. Yes. Thanks for reminding me. Self. Chat was super good. Everybody was helping, and they were not trying to give away anything. They were doing a good job. They really helped out. And after such a long and super positive and awesome stream, because it really was, I sat there and I said, dude, this ruined the ending. Like it's like every movie ever, because, well, every movie, or writing an ending to a story is very difficult. Some movies have them, they have good ones. Most movies have mediocre ones. And most movies, and then the rest of the movies are just terrible, right? But I would say there's a bell curve going, where good endings are very rare to come by, and terrible endings are very rare to come by too. But most are pretty, they're pretty right? You kind of just don't worry about them. Also, what's this? Oh, 115, we're fine. We did unlock that, so we're good. But essentially, what level are we on? 2? Okay, we're going to continue to use this pistol. You know what? We could probably use a different gun. How many do we have? We've got enough. Plague pistol might be good. Only problem with it is it leaves poison on the ground. And I just walked right into that. But it basically was, it made it into that very rare sour ending where you're like, I liked none of this. Or it was like an M. Night Shyamalan where it was like, oh, this took a weird turn. This took a turn I don't want anything to deal with anymore. You know? And I hated that. I hated that happened. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about a game that we're not talking about. let's talk about movies, which is totally a different genre than what we're talking about. We can go back to the endings. Like, what games had good endings, or what movies had good endings, rather? I'd say most Shyamalan movies are probably pretty bad because, well, not only do you not really see the ending coming, but they're often so absurd that you were never going to see it because you're an intelligent, smart, maybe not even those, but you're a human being that lives and breathes, right? So in the end, you're pretty okay with figuring out what's going to happen at the end of a movie, at least coming close, right? You probably didn't see the ending to Infinity War coming. At least you didn't see that being the exact ending, or maybe you did because, well, you know that there's going to be another movie after that. That's not a spoiler. Don't give me comments with spoilers. I know it's not going to happen. But you knew it wasn't going to end like super absurdly and, you know, crazily, and it wasn't going to end super boring. It ended the way it did. It was right in the middle. And most, like I said, most movies have that. But in the end, no pun intended, in the end, you sit there and you say, well, could I have written a better ending in this? I tell you right now that even the ones that you complain about, and I say you as in like I'm talking to somebody who's complaining about all the endings, but even if it was an ending you complain about, I guarantee you'd have a hard time trying to figure out, let's see, a better ending, because endings are hard, man. They really are. I've written some scripts in my time, not good ones, but some decent ones, and the endings to those, basically all of them that I've written, they don't have an ending. And I think that's what most things kind of suffer from. They just don't have an ending because they're like impossible to write. How do you write an ending to something that you probably don't even think you're done with, right? You're like, oh, and then they continue on to the realm of craziness because you don't know what the heck you want to do. And also, I would say most movies in these days, I want to know what this is. What is this? I want to know what this is. I don't know what this is. This is part of the new stuff. I don't know what this is. Do I blank? No. Do I roll? No. I don't know what that is. It probably has something to do with the forge lady. She needs something from somebody, and I don't know what that is yet. I rolled right into it because I always think that those are going to keep going. What is it? So essentially, oh, I guess today, yeah, this is where I was going with this. And today in movie society, like, if a movie is successful, most studios want to do more, right? Especially if it was surprisingly successful. Take John Wick, for instance. I'm pretty sure John Wick was never supposed to be a trilogy, but it is now because the first movie did so good, because it was really good. Chapter 2 was okay. It was still John Wick, but it wasn't the John Wick that I loved so much in the first movie. But it was really, really good. Hey, look, achievement. I still got so many achievements to do. I have so many hours in this game. I just don't focus on achievements. There's so many like things that come into play when picking up for a sequel and whatnot. But for the most part, it's how successful it is normally in the box office, or critics love it, or something happens. Usually it's not even critics that love it, it's the box office, because you can have a cult classic that is small, but the people who love it really, really love it, and that normally doesn't get a sequel. I can't really think of a prime example for that, but you come up to something like Firefly. That's obviously, it's obviously a different case, because that is a movie or a show that didn't really get popular until it was canceled. Like, I think that was kind of the transition into that was kind of the transition into people watching stuff later. I totally was focusing on my reload there. Oh, okay. We got the chamber in the first one, right? That was the last run we didn't. We're fine. One sec. I'll be back to chatting about stuff in a second. Oh, Jesus. What is wrong with me? It's probably not the best weapon to be using in here anyway. Let's just do this. I'm dumb. I'm just dumb. This is what I get. Because I've been kind of playing this offline on the Switch a little bit, but the Switch, you have to like compensate for the fact that, especially when it's handheld, compensate for the fact that it's not 60 frames per second. I don't even know if this is 60 frames, but it feels like it's way faster, and it doesn't have frame lag like the Switch does. Not to say that it's bad, or even the Switch is bad, or even that this is not even well done as an optimization game, but the fact that there's so many things that show up on screen, every now and then you'll get some weird frame lag that just happens. Now, I've been focusing on that and kind of playing the game pretty differently because of it. But essentially, hey, we get full health back at least. Essentially, I have been out of practice. Plus, you got me over here like saying, oh shoot, we gotta buy a key. We gotta buy 2 keys if we can. We cannot. You got me over here saying, like, thinking about things that I don't normally talk about, which is good. I think it makes for a good video. I don't know. I guess I'll find out later. But I think this is the Rainbow Guy NPC. It is. Hey! Thank you for saving me! My name is Bowler! Bowler for short. I've got a great offer for you. Just meet me in the breach and I'll tell you all about it. Be seeing ya. Later, bud. We'll do a rainbow run probably next video. Let's blow this up. What is the bullets we just got? What is the bullet upgrade? That's better. That's what I meant to say. If you're judging my grammar here. All bullets can freeze enemies. Oh. What? All bullets can freeze enemies. Okay. Alright. Anything we want to munch? No. Not really. Nothing there. Alright, let's go. Yeah. Endings, we're done with endings. I don't want, whatever. Endings are hard. Endings are hard. And that's kind of the argument I use when people bring up like Mass Effect 3 and the endings and stuff like that. Personally, I think the Mass Effect endings were pretty great, especially considering the fact that what most people complain about don't really make sense to me, in the sense that, like, I sit there and say, hey, that was really good. I think that the journey was awesome to get there. I had a great time, and it was an actual, like, ending to a story, even though a lot of the decisions you made throughout the game didn't directly affect it. You just, picked the ending that you thought fit most, and it was a customized ending because you literally picked it. But in the end, people complained about the fact, I say people, it's just, I would say the loud minority of Mass Effect fans complained about the fact that it wasn't affected like The Witcher 3, okay, right? That game came out later, I realize. But The Witcher 3, basically everything you did in the game gave you a certain ending, right? And that's, cool, whatever. That's something that CD Projekt Red does really well. Does everybody have to live up to their standards? No. I think that the journey in Mass Effect and throughout all 3 games was, I would say, arguably better than the journey in all 3 Witcher games. So, you can bring that up too. I played all 3 Witcher games as soon as they came out. I loved them. They were all great, and I enjoyed them. I also played every single Mass Effect the day they came out. I guarantee most people can't say that. I'd be willing to bet that most people, and if you're one of those people out there that says, I played every Mass Effect the day it came out, you're probably lying to yourself, or to me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. If you lie to me, then we're no longer friends. Okay? I'm gonna be upset with you. Never gonna bring you to my birthday party. You're not gonna be invited to my wedding. In fact, you're probably not gonna be invited to my wedding anyway, unless you're my mom listening right now. Then maybe you'll be invited to my wedding. I'm kidding. I love my mom. She'll be there. But essentially, if you're one of those people that played every Mass Effect game from the beginning, you really saw a really nice development between characters, between Shepard, between the universe or the galaxy rather, and everything that happened in between every single thing, and all the details were thought about, and the progression between each game and your character were all thought about. And BioWare just did a really, really good job at keeping you invested in every game, in my opinion. Right? I'd say most people started at Mass Effect 2, and I'm not shaming you. Oh, okay. I'm not shaming you and saying that that's wrong and you should have. You don't get to talk about this game because you didn't play Mass Effect from the very beginning. I'm not saying that at all, actually. What I am saying is that Mass Effect 1 was hard to get through, so I don't blame you for that. But the journey between 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3, were pretty excellent. The journey between, same kind of story between The Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, but The Witcher 1 was unplayable for a lot of people. And The Witcher 1 to The Witcher 2 had a very different increase in how the game worked and stuff like that. The difference is The Witcher 2 pretty much was garbage. But like all 2s, including Dragon Age and Mass Effect and The Witcher and what, name another trilogy out there, like all 2s, they basically, they're the most story-filled of the bunch, and they're most action-packed because, well, that's the trilogy layout. Every time you write a trilogy, you have the beginning, which is the build-up and the character introductions and a lot of stuff that you may not really see in every other game, which is what makes them mostly unique and why people like the second version or the second edition of a trilogy in almost every trilogy you ever see. I think there's a few things that necessarily break that mold. I think Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones was probably the most hated of the 3 prequels. Now, every single movie was hated for the most part, but I mean, it still fits that mold. It was the war. There was a lot of things happening in the war. It wasn't like the ending of the Jedi saga. Order 66 hasn't happened yet. A lot of things were changing between the Emperor and Luke Skywalker, or not Luke Skywalker, sorry, Anakin Skywalker. Like, basically you had a lot of those things that still fit the mold, right? And people like those. I personally like the Clone Wars. That's what spawned the Clone Wars cartoon. I thought that was great. I love the Clone Wars cartoon, and it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Episode 2. And that was, I would say that's a pretty positive, pretty positive outcome as to how that works, right? That's fine. People can hate that. I think that Star Wars fans in general are pretty passionate about things in a way that sometimes comes off as is very negative and hurtful, but it's passion. I don't really give you a pass for that. If you're a total asshat, pardon my French, about anything Star Wars, you probably you don't deserve the niceness from most people. Be nice and let people enjoy things. Whatever. This is not a PSA. Don't listen to me if you don't want to listen to me. This is bad, actually, because I want both of these. Where's the shop? I want both of these. But we're gonna do this because I want to steal something. I don't need the knives. The knives. Plus that's cursed. Can I steal this? Thief! Yeah, I know. Can I steal from both of them and not increase my chances of dying? Yeah, I can. Sweet. Shellington key unlocked. That's a new item, I think. I don't think I've unlocked that before. But I have seen it in my other save with the update intact. I think that gives you like 3 keys or something. I don't actually know what it is, but we'll figure that out eventually. That's what this series is about. It's about seeing the new things whilst spending my stream time playing other games. That's essentially why I've done it, and I know I kind of mentioned that at the beginning, but that's the real reason behind it all. Is I want to, you know what we can do? No, it's too late. Never mind. I was gonna say we can buy the key, the rat key, but we cannot. What else? What was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, Star Wars fans, stuff like that. Oh yeah. So trilogies. I'm gonna keep asking that question. It's obviously rhetorical. I'm sorry. I know that you can't. I know that I'm going to ask that question a lot because I tend to tangent a lot. Is that the way you say tangent? Probably not. But essentially, oh, we got demon bullets, right? Oh yeah, hell yeah. Forgot about that. There we go. Can we not? It's so hard. It's so hard. It's hard to do this with a controller. This is like, there's very little weapons that I argue make controller play hard, but this is definitely one of them because these don't home in very well. There's a little bit of auto aim with the controller that helps a little bit. This is not one of them, and that's a problem. I got jebaited there. Why do we say jebaited, by the way? I realize it's because it's a Twitch meme, or it's a Twitch emote, and we all live on Twitch. A lot of us do, at least. It's baited. I got baited, or I got duped, or I got... I'm gonna go against the grain here because, well, it's the hipster gene. I was born with the hipster gene. I was born to want to be different. Is that a good thing? No. I very much think it is a thing that is against me. The thing that is against a lot of things. Don't be like Dan. What was that? It's a weird frame for oh, it's because the stopwatch. I forgot about this item. So the stopwatch is basically super hot. I forgot about that. So super passive. Time moves as you do. Yeah, this can be bad. It can be good, but it's probably not going to. All right, so trilogies. Oh, Mass Effect. That's right, endings and stuff like that. Yeah, we can continue to talk about endings, but essentially, I really liked Mass Effect 3. I think it's one of the best in the series. Blah 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 blah. That's kind of all you need to hear. We can definitely talk about that if you guys leave comments and stuff like that. I'll respond to those and etc. But I think you guys have heard me talk about it enough. I'm not going to worry about that. What I am going to worry about is not dying to anything on this floor. Hopefully this shotgun will take me, and I hope that this super hot watch will not get me killed. Because I do know that it can be a distraction, like most things. Like most things in this game, I think the end result is often worse than what it looks like on paper for me. Because being on a controller for one definitely changes. It makes a few guns not viable for me. Like anything remote, it makes it a little bit difficult. However, I've gotten much better at it. I'm much better at using like remote or RC rockets RC bullets or remote rockets and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot better at using those, but they definitely are harder on a controller, for sure. I will never deny that. There are a couple things that are harder on a controller. I would say that this game is optimal on mouse and keyboard. I definitely admit that, but I don't do better with it. In fact, I do 10 times worse on mouse and keyboard. I think, and so this is my hypothesis behind it, and I've mentioned this a few times on stream while streaming this, is I use a controller because it allows me, or at least it makes me focus more on my character, my Gungeoneer, and dodging things, which in my theory is I think it's a theory at this point because I've tested it. This game is very much about dodging, not about shooting things. And maybe that's why the company that makes this game have named themselves after the effect or the mechanic that is dodge roll. And I truly do believe that this game is mostly about dodging and less about shooting things, because you can shoot things all day, and some guns have unlimited ammo for that reason. Okay. Concentrate. But for the most part, you gotta be dodging. You gotta always be dodging, and that's kind of part of the always be moving movement that we have going on here. Pardon the pun. Or don't pardon it. I don't know. Lynch me in the Punderdome. I don't know. Put me in the Punderdome and watch me die to absolute cringe. But this game is about dodge rolling. It's about getting out of the way and not spending too much time in a room, because if you spend too much time in a room, like I said at the beginning of this video, you probably already forgot, because, well, this video is going to last a while, because we died and we're on a second run. Do you want a key? Yes, of course we want a key. Do we want armor? Yes, of course we want armor. Do we want another blank? Sure, why not? Do we want another Gungeon? Why not? Let's go. We got tons of money. I don't know how we got so much money, but we are rich. We don't need to sell anything, right? Actually, you know what? Let's do... What button is it? What button is it? It's top, right? Nope, it's down. And also I have to be moving for some reason. Can you buy that? Can you buy that from me? No? Thank you. I hate this stopwatch. It's absolutely the worst. Alright, let's move on. Spend too much time in a room, you will increase your chances of dying. I know I've seen a few people go against that grain. It's like, oh, I'm going to spend more time dodging, getting out of things, and less time shooting so that I have more of an ability to actually get things done. Or at least not get shot and more focus on that happening. And I've seen that work. That's fine. But for me, my chances of dying, or at least getting hit, goes up exponentially the more time I'm in a room. So that's why you'll always see me using weapons that are a mix, or especially in a boss, weapons that are a mix of both good damage, high damage, but also a lot less distracting, because I do want to dodge everything, but I also, I know that's, I know that it's time to go with probably less curse, but we're definitely going to take the curse, because why the heck not? Do we want these chests? We've got 2 keys. We could take these chests, or we can actually get the chest there. That's 3 keys. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and do that. We also got the big boy, which is going to nuke some bad boys to death. Depends on what we have here. All right, this is actually pretty good. In fact, this might be the best item to have for this boss, because for some reason I have trouble getting this oh, we made a mistake. We absolutely made a mistake. In fact, I'm going to drop that, because we have death here, and death is a problem. Because he's gonna chase us the rest of the run. Did I get, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't actually drop it, did I? I didn't. I'm an idiot. What am I doing? I'm distracted by death being here, being in a problem. Can you not follow me into the next? I dropped my cursed item. What do I want? Probably take this. Can I make him go away? Do I have that ability? Is this cursed? No, this is definitely cursed though. Okay, so he won't go away here, but he might go away when I enter the next room, or enter the next floor. What? Hello? 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 What is this? Betrayer's shield? Please let me go. The Phoenix is not great. What is this? Betrayer's shield? This is like the character, the boss we just fought on this floor. It's like his weapon. I think, right? I don't know. We'll find out in a sec. I hate when death shows up, because like I said, distractions. Like, this game is all about distractions. The less and less you're distracted, the better you're gonna do. Oh, it what? Does it drop shields I can hide behind? What does it do? It does. Oh, I can totally drop behind those shields. Now, when does it come out? Does it come out after a reload? Or is it? It's probably after a crit. It's probably very specifically after a crit. I don't know when it happens, but there we go. That'll work. Maybe after a kill? No, not after a kill. After a kill, then a reload? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I do like this a lot, actually. Especially for this floor. I really want to get rid of the stopwatch, though. I should have sold it. Because it's not inducing to my playstyle, for sure. Because I try to go off timing a lot. And I think that it screws up my ult. Ironically, the timing of the stopwatch. It's gonna happen. I'd like to think that I've become good enough at this game to know most of, or at least, let's not say good enough. Let's say I've got enough experience in this game to know the timing of most of the enemies and most of the things. In fact, I'm going to speed this up, hopefully, by trying to take the optimal path here. This guy's going to be a problem, but he's dead, so we're good. And I'm not doing that properly. Yeah, do that. We'll go this way. And here's the dragon. Now, I don't think we need to see the forge, right? We're just gonna skip the forge. I don't think we need to see her, but she's got new content. We're just going to the dragon. We're already 51 minutes in this video. Yeah, we'll do that next video. I know you guys may want to see it, but we'll definitely see it in the next video. I don't think she has new content. I think she just tells you you need to get the ruby bracelet, and then you're good. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to use this. It's fine. Blow that. Oh, he is cursed. He is a jammed dragon. He's a jammed dragon. Dragon, sorry. It doesn't really do that much damage to him. I don't know if that's like an ouch. But to make up, oh god, to make up not doing that, we'll probably do the Lich. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna commit to this. We're always gonna do the Lich. If I die, I die. How about that? That'll be my commitment to you. In fact, the stopwatch might actually work for us here. Oh, okay. Oh, and now we have the curse back. Where did you come from? Why are you here? I thought we got rid of you. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Because if he's gonna show up later, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. Is this the right way? Nope. Definitely not. We're gonna die. We're gonna die here. We're not even gonna get this done. Yep, we're dead. Oh! What gave me the life? I actually don't know. I don't know what gave me the life. We have to go through everything again, don't we? Oh, God. Oh, God. We're dead. We're gonna die. We shouldn't have taken that much curse. That's basically what it comes down to. And now he's back. Why is he back? I don't know. Are we gaining curse for some reason? Did I get any ammo back? Nope. We're dead. We're in such a bad spot here. Everything is jammed, and we just got shot twice? Didn't we have a full heart? let's just say that both of those runs were totally screwed, and we never even had a chance. That was insane. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please think about subscribing to the channel. Think about liking everything that you see. Follow us everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, and it's all Danotage. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.